of the show right here. He's trying to get this going. I'm going to take these glasses off in a minute because they're bothering me, and I will put my other glasses on. They are like sunglasses. Thank you, real deal. Appreciate that. I got a little history. I've been in the mix a little bit. I did a little time for bookmaking and loan sharking and shit like that. I was facing 5 years. I did a little, I did a little time. I got under a year in county. So I was in Newark, New Jersey. That's Essex County, New Jersey. So I don't know what he's doing right now, but this stream is perfect. Hello, Arlene. Hope you are well. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in and supporting this young man. He's a busy guy. All right. Look at that.
How about now, Tommy?
For flawless.
Man.
No, it's all good, man. You just learned a few things, right? Now, what you just learned, my man, you're going to teach somebody else. Mark my words.
Well, I appreciate all your help, man, and I appreciate everybody bearing with me trying to figure this out.
I had it going good. You can start from this top if you like, because it was rough in the beginning. They didn't get much of what you opened up with, and nobody's in a rush. Nobody's stressed. Nobody's criticizing. It's all good here. You got a good group right here.
Good. Yeah, I appreciate every one of you joining us tonight. It's been 1 year on this channel, and I may not seem like the typical guy that would be into this particular genre, into the mafia or organized crime, but it's something that's always interested me. And starting this channel a year ago has allowed me to create content and make videos, sometimes informative, sometimes funny videos. But I just appreciate every one of your support, everyone that has subscribed to the channel. And it's been a great year. I'm really pleased with the growth of the channel. And like I said earlier, I really appreciate Tommy helping me out here. I've been watching his channel a lot here lately. And with all the craziness that goes on in this genre, I've kind of landed over there on Tommy's show, watching it for the most part. I've enjoyed it. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to introduce you, Tommy Stigs. You have an interesting background as it relates to this genre, to organized crime. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about it and talk to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And just hang out for a little bit with everybody that's in the chat.
Yeah, got a good group here. So first of all, I wanted to congratulate you. God bless on the 1 year. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very nice thing. You're creeping up on 3,000 subscribers in a year. That's very nice. I don't know what your watch hours are, but they got to be, you do shorts, so it's a little different. It's a little different. So you might not get the same watch hours you get as you get with a show like I do or some of these other guys do. So it's a little different. So your watch hours may lag behind your subscribers, but that's a good thing. That's a good ratio also. It's interesting stuff. The analytics and everything is very interesting. I'm learning, so I helped you all day today learning. I navigated you through this whole StreamYard thing. And then when it comes showtime, you get hiccups, and it's not a problem. There's no worries. So I'm learning, and I'm helping a lot of people learn along with me. So, and that's what I want to do. You have a really nice show. The good thing about your show, and the good thing about your videos is you're not adding a criticism. You're not even adding an observation. You're just posting up what it is for what it is. And that's what's good. When you start getting into your own opinion and your criticisms, that's where you're going to fall or align with somebody somewhere. You know what I mean? And it may not be so good. So you got to keep on chugging along, doing what you're doing, and we'll do a lot of things. I'll be with you. We'll do some pre-records. We'll do lives. We don't have to touch on everything in one show. We said this before. You want to keep them hungry, basically.
Yeah.
You follow me? Want to keep your audience?
Yeah, I've tried to basically stay out of the drama and really giving my personal opinion. Like you said, when I make these videos, it's kind of just, what it is. I try to stay out of the drama. And even though there's been a couple of occasions where I've kind of been pulled that way, but I've tried to stay clear of that. And that seems to work out good, because then you start getting into the drama and the back and forth, and that just all that negativity. I try to stay clear of that, and I noticed that about your show also.
Yeah, a year ago when I started it, and I started exactly how I start every show. Every show I started how I started my first show. I went back to my first show, and I cannot believe that I still stay to it. Slow and steady, no drama, and I'm doing the same exact thing I did almost a year ago. I probably started a little after you did. I was on shows, but I didn't have a show.
Right.
So stay with it. Be consistent in the way you do your show, and the sky is the limit. One thing I recommend: if you could, you should take off the. You got the American made on the screen. Go to your banners and just take that off. You don't want to have the StreamYard is up there. You can hit it again and it'll hide it.
Okay.
You got to go in StreamYard. Do you see your banners? Hit banners. See your banners?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Let's see. Hide the
It,
banner.
it'll be highlighted in blue, and that's the one that's showing on your screen. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. If you want to leave it up there, what it is, it's the link to your StreamYard, and your ticker is gone. So that's the thing. If you want to put your ticker back,
Well, let me try to get to what you're talking about here. Trying to find it.
just scroll through your banners. I'll say, okay, hello, Haverin. Hello, Adam. Hello, Bill Jordan. Scott, nice to see you. This is an example. So you put that up. Go to another one. Gina, thank you for stopping in. Tito, that's hysterical. Tito Quintez Productions. We're just learning together. It's all good. I'm not really a Goomba. I'm just a regular guy, Tito. That's another sample. So what you did is you took away the you took away the color. So go scroll down in the banners, stay in the banners, and scroll to the one that you want. The one that you made. You made one. Just click on that one. You had one.
Over here where it says brand under
Brand. Brand. No, don't go.
that's
Brand. Yeah, brand. Go down to your banners. Go down to your banners. Scroll down a little bit. It's all good. It's okay. You just have that up there right now. You could see it, right?
yeah, I see it.
Mm-hmm. So scroll through your banners because you just clicked on that one, so you're in banners. Whatever one you click on will come up on the screen. Now you could say hide, and that'll go away. Goomba means friend. Yeah, I know. You never know the you never know the person. That's the problem with text and chats. Sometimes you don't know the personality of the individual that's speaking to you, and you could take things out of context. I try very, very hard not to. I try hard not to do that. So Tito, thank you for stopping in. Okay, so we're learning here, guys, and this is the 1 year show, and this is his first live, and it's in the bank forever. So just go to banners. You're still in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the what you're talking about.
Do you see banners? You're scrolling through banners.
I'm on banners.
Okay, keep on scrolling up or down. You got to go the other way. Up or down, you can go. Yours might be at the top. Oh, it's gone now. You're probably better off with that, unless you want to put the ticker on there. It's totally up
Let's
to you.
let's just keep it like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour a glass of wine. So give me a minute here.
I need a drink too.
Here's my wine. We're all good, man. This is how we do it here. Nice and chill, right?
I need a drink myself.
Get that solo cup flowing, my man. That's all. We're good. All right. So we're picking into me. We're picking into you. We're shooting the shit. What do we want? What do we want to do here? You want to talk? I want to talk about your stuff, if you don't mind.
We can talk about whatever, man. Like I said a minute ago, at some point, I wanted to talk a little bit about your background, but whatever you want to talk about, man.
Let's feel you out. What made you get into this in the beginning? Where did you find the mob genre? What made you find the mob genre? I'm sure it's interesting for people all across the country, all across the world, but what made you zone in on it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's as you could probably tell, I'm not from an area that, is heavily, influenced by, the Italian mafia. Um, but it's been something that's interested me for a long time. I've read a lot of books. Something about the the brotherhood and the
Mhm.
old school type of mentality is something that there's certain qualities that that are admirable with the
Camaraderie.
yeah, I mean, with the camaraderie, uh,
Yeah.
the brotherhood, that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about that myself as I've made these videos and stuff. It's just something that's always interested me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I can tell you from the inside out, the nuts and bolts are brutal. So what people see, pinky rings and nice suits and all of that shit, that's just front and center in your face stuff. The nuts and bolts behind that, the everyday life of that life is brutal, 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 from wake until sleep. And there is no sleep. You got your eyes open all night. So the reason I think a reason a lot of times you see the fleshiness and the nice suits and the nice cars and this, that, the other thing is because many of the guys came from more less than humble backgrounds. So they're not got bones and they're not really showing off. It's just that they really were never able to attain a nice suit, a nice car, a nice watch. And that's where all of that comes from. There's a misconception that they're show offs, and it's not really true. Now, this generation now, it may be true because this is the jet set generation of that, right? Obviously, as generations change. But that's now. Up until about 20 years ago, it was more of a survival type of mentality, and the suit just went with it. It just felt good on a Saturday night for people that came from less than humble beginnings to get dressed, put on Frank Sinatra, put a shirt and tie on, and say, "Wow, I'm like a normal individual." And it's crazy. It's just, yeah, it's just that's one of the aspects of it. It's one
Right.
of the aspects of the look of it, the face of it.
Well, something that I wanted to ask you, and I've heard you mention this in other videos, but like with your upbringing, how embedded was that element, the life, in your upbringing? How prevalent was it where when you was a kid and when you was brought up?
In my face, um, but did not know it was there. We grew up around it. It was in my family. It was in my friends. It was in the neighborhoods. I just grew up around it, not even knowing what you're growing up in. And for many of us, it just comes natural. Now, a lot of our parents, a lot of our families try to steer us away from that. Unfortunately, my child life got hijacked. My father left. My mother had nothing, no money, no nothing. There's times we had no heat,
Did
barely
you have any
food.
family that was involved in that life?
Yes, yes, my uncle and many others, but my uncle was one that was deeply involved, and he betrayed me in a bad way. I mean, that's a whole story, but that's a whole other story. I don't know how far off track we want to go, what we want to talk about here, how far we want to go. Like I said, we could do 20-minute clips anytime you want, half-hour clips anytime you want. We can do as much as you want right now, whatever you feel like doing.
It's whatever you're comfortable talking about. I was just curious about your upbringing and how in your face it was the mafia or organized crime, or was it something that you wasn't even aware of?
Oh, I was 100% aware of it. My mother held poker games in the basement. My mother was
Oh wow.
almost a professional poker player. So the card games are going on downstairs, and I was serving sandwiches at like 7 years old, and the poker players were giving me tips. They would be in our basement, separate from our house, nothing to do with our regular house, but in the basement, there was guys playing poker sometimes for 2, 3 days straight. My mother would make sandwiches, and I would make tips off the players. 8 years old, so yeah, it was there from birth, basically.
So it was something that was so a part of everyday
Culture,
life
yeah,
and
culture.
the neighborhood, the culture, that it
Yep.
wasn't even it was ingrained in your everyday life basically.
We just we didn't even know we didn't know it was different. We just
Right.
followed the course of we thought it was natural to us. That's the culture. Now, I want to take you one step back to give you a little history. The Cosa Nostra did not start out as a criminal, really a criminal organization. When the immigrants came to this country, the Italians were highly discriminated against. So they came here as a union. And that's why they settled in these colonies. Colonies, I guess you could say. Newark, New Jersey, Belleville, New Jersey, Bronx, Brooklyn, Canada, Niagara Falls. All these places have these little Italy places that they're so cliquish
Yeah, I think
because,
Louisiana was a stronghold for a long time. Early, late in the 1800s, I think.
yeah, early 19s, definitely. And that's where kind of the Cosa Nostra came from, was not meant to be a come to America and just be criminals. It
Right.
wasn't that way. Because as you can see, as time evolved, all the union guys, American Italian, right? All the tradesmen, American Italian, because we helped each other. We are the most discriminated against and less vocal, the most discriminated against and the least vocal nationality out there. We build with bricks and mortar, and um, that's how we do it. Now, the organized crime factor, it's a bad light on a good community.
That's a good
But
way of putting it, and
it's
that's how I think about it.
yeah.
You know,
Nonetheless, it's very interesting. I mean, it's
yeah, I mean, it's interesting because a lot of people from on the outside that are not, personally tied to that life, don't know anybody, automatically you say, well, that's a bad life, it's a criminal life. But on the other hand, like from your upbringing, you didn't even you didn't even know, you knew no different. It was just your everyday life, and
yeah,
it was like you said, it didn't start that way.
exactly. Now, all intentions in my family was to have me not be involved in that stuff, but when my mother fell on hard times, man, I had to do whatever I could do to take my mother out of that pain. So that's what I did, and that was my way to, you know, to make something better for us. It's crazy, but that's really the way it is. I'm a 53-year-old individual that probably has some of the experience in that life of men that are dead already. Because I'm a generation in reality, I'm the generation of my peers, and some of them are on here, my friends, But in really reality, I am the generation before me as far as my survival and the reasons I would get involved in things. It's a survival thing that not typically a guy in his 50s, early 50s would have to go through. But the situation came upon us, and I took action to try to make somewhat of a better life. I had the worst clothes in the neighborhood. I had holes in my sneakers on the bottom, and everybody's going to the mall, and I'm going to like a thrift shop. So I'm like, okay, there's something's got to give, and I found this way to make it. But it's all garbage. It's all garbage, man.
Well, you mentioned your father left and was not in the picture.
Mhm.
Did another man, another guy, somebody in the neighborhood that was involved in that life, did they kind of school you or take you under their wing or anything like that?
Well, the legitimate guys in my family, my uncles are all educated. My grandparents are stand up individuals, never involved in any type of this life, but the draw and the lure. And what are they going to really do for me? I want to have those nice shoes. I want to have clean shoes. You know what I mean? Not even I want to have those nice shoes. I want to have something new, something good. So, yes, they did their best, but the lure of the street, and it's right in front of us. It's difficult. You
Yeah.
see it in movies, but it's really real. It's really real. Like the guys on the corner in the shiny Cadillac. It's really real.
Well, I've seen other people say that, other people involved in that life, all the way from John Gotti to, you name it, that they use that life to really pull themselves out of poverty. So what I'm wondering, or you may know this, the American mafia is still active today. What is the draw for kids nowadays? Because most kids, are not in a poverty situation.
Yeah.
What's the draw today?
I just chalk it up to survival and glamour. Today's glamour, my me was for survival. A guy like John Gotti was survival. He wore that suit so nice because he could never have it as a young man.
Right.
So, that's
Yeah, I mean,
that's
there's something appealing about that story. Pick anybody you want to, you or anybody that
yeah.
that um, that pulls themselves up and becomes successful. You may cut a few corners to do it, but there's something appealing about that. The underdog.
Yeah. So a guy like John Gotti came from now I came from humble. That guy came from dirt poor humble. 3 steps under what I came from. Can you imagine? So how are you going to hurt a guy like that? How can you hurt a man like that? And the same thing with me. When they put the cuffs on me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna whatever you gotta, whatever you gotta do. You get nothing out of me. So a guy like that, how you really gonna hurt him? The only thing, John, he got 4 years of that cancer, and it just ate him up badly, and it was a horrible thing to see. Now, I don't want to fast forward and go through things, but that man actually changed my life, and
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I've heard you mention that
yeah,
before, and I
that,
wanted to ask you.
it's
I've
it's a
heard you
one,
mention that.
yeah,
How did he change your life?
because what people see of these individuals are gangsters, wise guys, killers, gavones, if you would say, a lot of different things. But nobody realizes what some of these guys do for the legitimate man. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and we can go into many stories later on in different shows and go into the nuts and bolts of this. But in short, I did my time. I came out, and I was given the blessing, the opportunity to live a legitimate lifestyle. And I said, I'm going to nail it. I'm going to do it. But I fell on hard times again. And here I am with 2 kids. Now I'm back on hard times again. Now, what the hell do I do? I'm working the best I can. I'm doing the best that I can do. Construction overnight was my only option, but this is legitimate. This is not illegal. Anybody that went on a job had to get a blessing from these guys.
About
And
what year was this?
90, John just got sick, 98, 97 or 98. I'm around there, 97 or 98. 98. Yeah. 98, 2000, 2001. Yeah. So he started to get sick in 97. I believe he was diagnosed in 98.
So
2001, he was getting pretty bad. And so I'm building a house. I'm trying to make a family. And I said, I can't make ends meet. This isn't working for me. I know what I'm going to do. It's right there for me if I ever want to do it because I did my time. I never ratted on anybody. I did my time. So anytime I wanted to do anything, the door was basically open for me. But I didn't want to do that. So yeah, he passed in '02. That's right, Gianni. Yes, he passed in '02. So between 2000 and 2001, guys from my neighborhood, I went to guys from my neighborhood. I said, look, I need to work. I need to work. Whatever. What can I do? Overnight construction is all there was. Had to get a blessing from John, from a couple of guys in Jersey. Had to get everybody that went on the job had to get a blessing from John, and
so
that
he had
wasn't.
been in prison several years at this point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. He's been in a while. So,
And he
but
still had that much power on the street that you had to check with him.
absolutely, anybody that got on a job, he knew about it. He wasn't taking kickbacks or anything. It wasn't about that. It was about now. I don't know the background of a lot of that stuff. You follow me? I
Right.
don't know I don't know the nuts and bolts at that level. But they put me to work anyway. John, a guy named Sammy, not Sammy Gravano. Another guy, Sammy from my neighborhood. Another guy, Bobby Cabert. They reached out and they put me to work at night. They weren't giving me anything for free. I was breaking my ass working 20 hours a day, sleeping 2 hours, going back to work. So I worked my regular job during the day and I went to work construction at night. They gave me this legitimate legal earn. Every 2 weeks, they would come and give me cash and they helped me out. What that did for me was say, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And I kept pushing through, pushing through, pushing through. And a gangster, I guess you can say, assisted in somebody else living a legitimate lifestyle, being able to be around to watch his kids grow. It's crazy. You wouldn't think that because nobody hears that shit because they all talk of the other garbage, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't hear it. So there are positives to some of these guys. And that goes back to when they came here at the turn of the century as a clique trying to help each other out. It all goes around. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, how did you actually, to back up a little bit, how did you actually get involved on a day to day basis,
Okay.
involved in that life?
We can do that. So I was a crazy kid, and we had the football slips. I don't know if you guys know what those football slips are. They're betting slips. You would get a slip every week. You would pick them, and you would hand them into to the bookie, and he would take those tickets. Nobody wins. You got to hit four. You got to hit. I think it was four winners in order to collect on the bet. So anyway, this was a controlled business. I said, "What is this? I gotta get involved in this. I gotta do something with this." I made my own tickets without the approval from anybody. I said, "All right, I'm going to make these football slips." Yeah, Mike John football sheets. So I said, "I'm going to make these football slips, and I'm gonna do something here." Well, you're not supposed to do that. I'm using like a copier, and I'm handing out betting slips to the neighborhood, to the school, everybody around. I was a kid. I was young, and you can't do that. So I got caught.
Did you end up
I got
getting a visit from somebody?
yeah, I got caught. So I got caught because
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I got a pass on doing it because I was this crazy kid, I guess. They gave me a pass on it. But they said, all right, now you're going to be involved in it. You got to do it the right way. No problem that you're doing it, but you gotta follow protocol, Tommy. You can't just, go to a copy machine and start taking action from the kids in the neighborhood. You gotta there's protocol to follow. You gotta follow it. So I did it. And that was my introduction into any aspect of that life. Those little football slips. I had to start buying them weekly, and doing it through them, through those guys. But that was my start, and that's basically out of survival.
Now, was this something that was earning you enough income to live off of? I mean, this is what you was doing full time.
I always worked a little job, whether it's making pizza boxes in a pizzeria, my cousin's pizzerias. I always did something. I always worked from when I was 9 years old. Like I said, my mother had card games. I would serve sandwiches and you know get a few tips here and there. But that was my basic beginning of that, and so that was out of survival, not out of glamour. As like we said before today, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
One thing that I also wanted to ask you, I've heard you mention that a lot of the a lot of the different things that you learned, uh, on the streets, doing those things, um, really helped you out in your career now. That it really helped you with a business mentality. And I wanted to know if you could, kind of expand on that a little bit, and kind of what traits, what did you learn on the streets and doing the bookmaking, I mean the sports betting, and that translated to a legitimate job.
Well, I could tell you. So from the time I got caught with the tickets from the wise guys, and so from that time I grew in that life, and I was managing a whole network of bookmakers. Basically, I was managing guys under me. So with a bookie or an agent or a manager of a package, there's all different levels of bookmaking that goes on. But I ended up with, let's say, 50 guys that were gambling with me, right? And then I had about 13 agents under me. Those people had 50 people under them. I'm just using a fake number. I'm not giving exact numbers. But
Right.
let's just say I had 40 players with me, right? That I was managing this every week. Then I had 13 or 14 agents under me. They had 30 or 40 guys gambling with them. So I'm really basically controlling a network of a couple of hundred gamblers, and I'm managing. That's the thing. You're managing. And I never had a vice, which is desirable. I never had a vice. I never bet $1 in my life. I never had a vice one bit. Business. I
What do you
got to
think it
survive.
is that kept you from being pulled into, a lot of people get addicted to gambling.
Survival, because I knew I had this is my I want to do better. I know if I bet that dollar, and I'm not stingy, I'm just saying if I bet that dollar, I'm losing that dollar. What is all this work for? If I Let's say I bring in 5,000 this week and I bet 5,000 out. What is all this work for? What is all this risk for? You're risking getting arrested. You're risking getting clipped from somebody else. You're risking a lot of different things. So you got to bank that. You got to bank that. So that's what made me just stay on it as a business. Now, as you can see, I was managing some things, right? And I was low level. I was not some big guy. I was low level, right? I was low level, which, by the way, I wouldn't want to go any higher than I was because being an associate is the best thing you could be in the mob life. Any of you guys want to get involved in a mob, stay as an associate. Don't go any higher. So, but I learned those managerial skills not in school, not in school, on the street, in a social club, just learning it as I went along life. And yeah, like you said, I turned that into legitimate. I use those skills every day in my legitimate world, and it's working out very well.
Yeah, I've heard you mention that before. Was it ever something that you, to go to the next level in that life? Was that something that you ever aspired to do?
No, because those that think of that have their mind is twisted. They're not concentrating on their game. It's supposed to come natural. When they say you walk into this is when you get made, when they say you walk into the room, you don't know why you're here. You've heard that before, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Because it's supposed to come so natural to you that you're not supposed to know why you're getting called into that room. That's real.
Yeah, most of the stories that I've heard, the person, they say that they get asked that question, and it's most of the time like a joke that everybody knows why you're there, um, but you're saying it's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah, that's how the way I was doing it is how it's supposed to be. And I'm not patting myself on the shoulder, on the back. I'm just telling you that I had no goals. No goals. Just like on this YouTube. No goals. Wherever it falls, it falls. And that's what got lost probably in the 90s where they knew they were getting made. Their goal was to get made. But they were already wearing Rolexes. You follow me? So it's a whole different yeah, Anthony's right. So many forgot that. That's where it got lost, and that's where it got all effed up, man. Is when people knew it, people flashed it, people wanted it for totally different reasons than my humble beginnings. My humble beginnings is where, and I'm a generation removed from where I actually should be. But that's how it should be. Had I got called in one day to get made, I really would have said, I don't know why I'm here. I seriously would have said that. And I don't think I was
Hmm.
making material. I don't know. I can't, that's not for me to judge, but I just think that I would have been the one that walked in there not knowing why I was there because I was doing it. You're just doing the nuts and bolts of the everyday business.
Do you think had you never went to prison, do you think that that would have ended up happening?
Uh, what, getting it?
Yeah, I mean, getting straightened out. Do you think that would have happened had you not got jammed
Well,
up and went to prison?
I could tell you point blank when I got released from the jail, as soon as I walked out of the jail, I could not see anybody. I had to go see a few guys. They want to see you. This is all gone now. And this is unfortunate. And that's why it is the way it is right now. When I got released, I was ordered to go meet such and such a guy, three guys in a place, and they want to see your reaction the minute you're released. They want to see your demeanor, how you look, and how you respond to questions. I had to violate parole the minute I walked out of the prison. That's you have to. You have to. You violate parole, and they want to see your demeanor. At that moment, I was given a few options of where my direction in my life was going at that moment. It was either you stay with us, this becomes your life forever, and we'll see how it goes, or you can go work the sidelines and go work in the office, take bets on the phone, or you did what you had to do for us. You can go live your life however you want to live it, and Be it 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you ever need something, you call on us. But you're free to go or be with us 100%. And I chose to go.
What made you choose that direction? Well, I mean,
Hearing my,
you had been
hearing my,
part of it,
uh,
for so long.
seeing my mother come and visit me, watching my grandmother cry out the window as they were taking me away, just all of that stuff, all that stuff. My grandmother was upstairs. She's crying. And she spoke English so well. But something happened when she was out that window crying. She was speaking only in Italian. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. She reverted back. She was out that second story window when they were taking me to jail. And just a few things made me think if I'm blessed with this opportunity, I'm going to take it. Living in a cage, strip search, your mother coming to see you in an orange jumpsuit, and just the whole thing. So I think I just once I was blessed with that opportunity, I ran with it. But like I said, years later, I needed something, and that's where all of that happened. Years later,
Hmm.
crazy, right?
That's interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Um, yeah. So
So,
so in total, how long did you serve time?
well, I was under a year in there. I wasn't. I was facing 5. I got under a year in Essex County, New Jersey. It wasn't. Well, a day is too long, right? In the case,
Right. Yeah.
but
Any
yeah, I was
time
on.
is too long.
Yeah, I was under a year. Then I got paroled, which is just as bad as doing time. I was on parole. I was on probation. I had fines to pay. It's harder to be outside as a convict than it is inside sometimes. People think you get out on parole, that it's people think it's okay. He's out. He only did, I don't know, 6 years out of 30. But you got to understand something. Even a day in there is, they strip you of your dignity. They take everything from you. And it's bad. So anybody that does a day can understand. Even a day in a
Yeah.
prison system. So, I got under a year. I had to plead guilty. I pled guilty to gambling charges, but I was facing 5. I was ready to face it. I was ready to take it. I got a lesser charge, plea bargain, plead guilty, and you get whatever it was, 9, 10 months. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I did it. I did it like a gentleman. So that's where the future comes into play, and how I'm able to sit here with you right now. So.
Now I know we're backing up just a little bit, and I've heard you touch on it a little bit, but what I mean, you can get into what you however much you feel comfortable, but what
Okay.
led to your arrest?
My best friend went bad on me. My best friend went bad on me from diapers.
Wow.
My best friend he ratted me out on the day of okay, I'll give you a quick story, a quick background. My family found out that I was involved in this stuff, right? And it was a big disappointment to my whole family. A really big disappointment. Everybody was disappointed, but my mother kept it hidden of what my mother kept her struggles hidden from the rest of the family. She wanted to have that pride. They didn't know we didn't have heat at times. We had a kerosene heater in the living room. I had to go get kerosene. We didn't have public service. That all got shut off. So not many. My family. She kept it from my family because she was too proud. She did not want to ask anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So where am I going? So it goes back to that. And then fast forward. The family found out that I'm involved in this stuff. They had a big family meeting. Everybody came. All my aunts and uncles came in my grandfather's house, who was a legitimate individual, and sat the whole family down, mad, didn't want this for my family. Nobody in my family went this route. We tried our best to stay out of this. It's around us. It's very difficult, but this is not what I wanted for everybody. And I said, Pop, my grandfather was my best friend because my father left. So my grandfather was my guy, was my best friend. So I let him down deeply, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to try and remove myself from this life. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. It's very difficult. Like I said, I got 45 gamblers. I got 13 people I got a network of a couple of hundred guys, right? So it's very, very high. I can't. Was my intention to get out of it? Probably not. To be honest with you, probably not, because I had a Corvette, I had a Cadillac, I had clothes, I had a I had all the things that went with it. I had a seat at a restaurant, things that went along with it. So he just sits everybody down, beep about. I don't really try like I should to get out of it. He dies. My grandfather dies right in front of me.
Mm.
Has a heart attack, dies right in front of me. That's my best friend in the whole world. He died right in front of me. The day I was making seating arrangements for my wedding, I was at my ex-wife's dining room table. We were making seating arrangements. I said, I don't feel right. I got to go home. I went home. I go upstairs to see my grandfather, opens up his robe because he was warm, and he drops dead right in front of me. Okay. Now we have the funeral. I'm driving to the funeral. The song Memories come on by Barbara Streisand. You know the song, Memories?
I know it.
Deep song. I'm driving to the funeral parlor. It comes on. It finishes as I pull into the funeral parlor. We have the funeral, this, that, the other thing. Something's going on. There's sirens all around the neighborhood. There's all kinds of things going on. I get home from the funeral. I turn on the news and I see my best friend on the TV. Such and such arrested for gambling ring. Beep, 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 beep. I went to his mother's house. I start to arrange for bail for him. I get the lawyer set up and everything. Now I'm there 6 hours and I'm saying, what's going on here? I called my lawyer and I said, Donnie, what's going on? He said, let me call. He calls the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. He says, you're done. There's warrants all over for you. They're coming to get you. He told them everything since the day you were born. That's my best friend. I had to go on the lam because there was an active warrant out for my arrest on the day we buried my grandfather. Gone. Their intentions were to come to my mother's house. This woman in here, TT, lives across the street from me. They were coming to my house to tear the house apart in front of my whole family who was in mourning. My lawyer thankfully made an arrangement for me to turn myself in, and I had to go on the lam to Atlantic City for 4 days before I could turn myself in. So it all comes around. My grandfather says, I'm going to fucking teach you. I'm going to teach you. This is not what I wanted for you. They put me in the ground, and we're going to change this, Tommy. We're going to change this.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Crazy. I never went backwards.
Mm.
It's really nuts. I mean, we can go on for hours about that stuff. And then there's stories within stories within stories within stories. So really by now, I mean, if I stayed on course, I would be doing life on the installment plan. I'm pretty sure of that. But I was granted the opportunity to go legitimate. And when it got really tough because of what I did and didn't say a word in there, I was blessed with an opportunity to work hard, but an opportunity that changed
Right.
my life. Now I'm a handyman. I do side jobs because that man gave me the opportunity to work construction overnight. I said, okay, I can do something with this. Let me think
Yeah,
about this.
I definitely think you made the right decision. I mean, you would definitely be there for life. I'm pretty sure if you'd have continued in the life that you was, leading at that time. That seems to be what happens, or even worse. You'd be in the ground. But I definitely think you've done right. I hear you a lot of times on your show, talking a little bit about your work and your work environment, and I think you made the right decision.
And it leads me to here where I'm at right now in this little YouTube thing, just helping people. I love it. It feels great. You called me up today. And I said, I got a few minutes. Give me a call. Let me walk you through this, man. The timing just was right. We set you up with your stream. This is, I love this. I
Yeah.
like this. I like to help people. I'm here to help people. I don't know how long we're going to be here. I have no idea how long we're going to be here. But while I'm here, you're not going to hear anything negative out of my mouth. And I'm going to help people as much as I possibly can. And it's very interesting. I want to explain something to you. I'm severely ADHD. I have had ADHD since I'm a little kid. One thing that always kept my interest, just like you, is this genre, this mafia genre. It always it was around me, so I have an interest in it, right?
Right.
Now, if I read a mafia book, you see them back there. Those are great books. I'm going to recommend to you anyway. But I could focus deep on it. Now, this YouTube thing moves fast. Now, for ADHD, fast moving things are good. Like my son, wrestling, things like that. Fast paced things, right? Lacrosse, wrestling, things like that, right? This YouTube thing is moving at a fast pace, right? But I love it. I cannot imagine what I walked you through today without being in front of a computer. I cannot imagine I walked you through that whole thing today. I really can't. My daughter's looking at me like, holy shit.
Yeah, you really helped me out. I mean, we had some hangups there in the beginning, and
Yep. No,
but I
no, I
learned a
mean
lot. You
the
really
setup,
helped me out.
the whole setup.
Yeah,
And then this, we're here now. So I'm interested in it. I love it. So I'm willing to help anybody that needs help. Somebody turns their back on me, shame on them. It's all on them. It's not going to
yeah,
be me. That's a guarantee. It's not going to be me. Even the one that turns on me or shows some disrespect to me, I know how to handle it. You've probably seen me in chats with the trolls and shit. I know.
yeah, yeah. I've seen you before. Well, we've been on here for a little bit. Like I said, we had some issues in the beginning that we worked through. But before we wrap this thing up, because I don't want to be here too long, and keep everybody. I appreciate everybody.
Let me interrupt you for 1 minute. What you can do, you're in StreamYard, which is a beautiful thing, and you're good with the computer. You're going to be able to go back and edit that out and start the show right where we started.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'd already thought about that, man. Um,
That's great. All right,
I'm
go ahead. I'm
hoping.
sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to give you a heads
No,
up on
no, that's good. I just wanted you talked about it a little bit. I just wanted you to talk about your channel a little bit, and
that.
I know you in the beginning we talked a little bit about how you starting your channel, but I try to catch your show in the morning as much as possible. Coffee with Stigs. What made you kind of incorporate the coffee and drinking coffee and that sort of thing? That's pretty cool.
Because in the morning, and Ralphie said this the other day on my show, he says, I would wake up and watch the news. And then Tommy started his show, and then I find myself gravitating toward his show. So for me, I'm having coffee in the morning anyway, right? I'm having coffee, and I'm watching horrible news on the news feed or on the TV. And I said, you know what? I'm sitting here having coffee. Let me just, well, somebody said to me, push live. And I didn't know when they meant in the morning, in the afternoon, whatever. They said, Stiggs, just go on there. You're going to be like a natural in front of the camera. I had no idea if I'm a natural or not, but I pushed live. I tried it. And then I fast forwarded a week or so, and I said, you know what? I'm having coffee in the morning. I'm scrolling through YouTube. I'm scrolling through horrible news feed. The news is terrible. This is happening. That's happening. Politics, this, that, the other thing. I said, you know what? Push live in the morning. Let's have coffee. I went on one time. I said, hello, guys. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you're having coffee with Stigs. And here we are. And then a year later, I got, I don't know, 1,000 subs or whatever I have. I have no idea. But basically, because I'm doing it anyway, I figured let me share my thoughts with the people that are out there right now. And they're there and they show up every day.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it, man. Here probably the last month or so, I've really tried to catch your shows, and like you said, it's a break from the terrible news and a lot of the other drama stuff that goes on YouTube. It's something that I've enjoyed, but like I said, you do have a background
Yeah.
with organized crime and stuff, but you really don't consider your channel in that genre. Is that
Nope.
right?
I do not. I'm not in a genre. I can talk for hours, about days about it, but I don't make my platform that. Am I fluent in it? Oh God, I can tell you stories till we could be here all night, right? But I choose not to. I don't know why. I just felt like I don't know why. I really can't even answer why. Maybe the crew in the chat is the reason I don't do it because they're all nice people. Do they want to hear about my mob stories all day? Possibly not, right?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Everything I do, I work off the chat. I work off the chat. I saw what they like. Can I talk about it? You better believe I could talk about it. Can I give you horrible stories from within? You better believe I can give you. I know there's times I was ready to get shot in my head. I know it. I can tell you the moment when I knew I was going to get clipped. I know many times that I was surrounded by guys that were looking to work me over. I don't know if I want to start off the day like that. Can I get into it? Oh boy, you better believe I can get into it. I can give you a lot of stories.
Yeah. Well, I like what you're doing with the different topics
Yeah.
on different days and stuff. I think that's something um, that I've enjoyed. I know a lot of other people have too.
Yeah. So back to your channel. This was a beautiful episode. I think we did great. You look very comfortable right there. You cozy? You comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good. I got a little bit flustered in the beginning
Don't
with
worry
the
about it. We
opening,
worked
but
we worked through it. You go back in there, you edit that out, you got a beautiful show. A beautiful first show. It's
yeah.
incredible.
Well, I got to give you a lot of the credit, man. You really helped me out, and that's why I told you. I've talked to other people. Other people have contacted me about doing lives and stuff, and I've just put it off. And I said, I kept telling myself, and I've told you, the first one that I do, I'm gonna have you on because I just thought, you know, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to have you on. You've helped me out, and I really appreciate that.
It's great. It's awesome. I love that. That's what I live for. That's what I do this for. So I separate life and this. Like I said, I'll never let it interfere with life. If I had a lady friend that I was gonna, we went back and forth with the schedule. You and I, we were texting back and forth. What works? This works. That doesn't work. It works. We pulled it together. We came up with a time. We nailed it. We're 15 minutes off of what we agreed upon.
Yeah,
Because when any moment that I'm able to spend with my kids, I got to take advantage of it. I don't see them much. So
yeah,
once I'm able, I was out as I was talking to you. I'm walking into dinner with my daughter, and she's like, "Wow, how do you know all that shit?" All right, it's
yeah. You
crazy.
you got to spend time with your kids.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, we talked, through the text. You said it on your show. I just had a baby boy born just a few days ago, so you got to spend time with your kids. And so I appreciate the time that you've given me to come on here. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat that has subscribed to my channel. Um, it means a lot to me. That people watch the videos.
You got a good amount of people in here. I don't know how many's in here. I can't see it, but do you know? Can
Uh,
you can you
I
see it
don't.
anywhere? I can't tell. I don't know.
I would have to move my phone. I've got my phone on my computer, and I would have to move it. I don't want to mess it up, but
Yeah,
I've
I
been
know.
glancing at the chat. It's been moving good.
The chat's great. You got a really nice chat.
Yeah, I know a lot of people came from your channel. I
Yes,
appreciate those guys. You got a good group over there.
that's what we do, man. That's just what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. You had guys in here from other communities that I'm in that you don't even realize are here. You got guys from Detroit in here that I just met last Saturday online, and they're coming over. I mean, the sky's the limit with a lot of this stuff, man. It's there's a lot. There is a lot. Now you made some good wrenches tonight. You got Dindu. You can't see the wrenches right now. You can't see the blue, right?
Yeah, I can't see it.
Right. So you got good wrenches in there. You got a good setup, and I think we put it together nice in about 6 hours. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
It's great. Yep, it's great. Who's this? So you want to look at your chat a little bit? If you want to scroll through your chat a little bit, you got to entertain the chat a little bit. See if they have any questions for you or me, and then we'll bang off.
All
Go
right,
through it. We're all good.
let me see here. I've got my phone right here. I've got my computer right here. So let me see. I've kind of got a
Wow.
crazy setup going on here.
Big Lou is in here. Big Lou, hello, Big Lou. Mike John, TT. I can scroll too. Wait. Oh, that's Big Lou right there. Okay, that's Big Lou right there. TT, Gianni, SPK, great individual. Going to have SPK on my show soon. We're putting together a beautiful show. You're going to enjoy that. You're going to really enjoy when me and SPK have a sit down. It's going to be incredible. We're going to blow the socks off this. TT, that's my underboss. TT is the underboss of the channel, my channel.
I see a few people congratulating me about my little boy, my baby. I
Of
appreciate
course,
that.
of
Uh,
course, of course.
Check this out. He was 11 pounds, and he was the first baby born on New Year's Day of 2023 in the town at the hospital where we was at.
Wow.
First baby of the new year, 11 pounds.
Wow, 11 pounds. Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. It's awesome. It's awesome. You go enjoy that ride because it's a good thing. Is that your first boy?
No, I have a girl. She's my oldest. I have a little boy that's 2.5, and then now a newborn.
Ooh, you guys are busy. All right. So,
Somebody just said something about I look pretty good. I'm
yeah.
exhausted. My wife and I both. We haven't got much
No,
sleep. It's been crazy, man.
it's all
That's
good.
why we was having trouble getting together. You got things going on, and I've got things going on, and actually my wife and the kids are at her grandma's house right now, which gives me a little time to do this because it's chaotic around here, man.
You
Now
need you,
with the baby.
you you need some time like this. It's really good for you. It's really important. Okay, JJ, Gina, Dindu, Damien, thank you for coming in. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Damien. I do appreciate that. Tammy, we brought Tammy over. Gianni's aces, aces. That's a good wrench to have in your chat, Gianni, right there, man. Wow. Dindu, Gianni, they guard it like it's their life. These guys, they really do. They take it personal. Like they watch these chats like it's their life.
I
You
didn't
got
even
good.
notice. Did we have any trouble in the chat? I didn't
You know
even.
why? You know why you didn't notice? Because they'll handle that shit immediately.
Yeah, good,
Sometimes I don't even notice it. You probably didn't, to be honest with you. But if you did, they put him in the trunk already.
good. Yeah, I like
Adam,
I like your video. You're opening where you're popping the trunk. I love that, man. That's awesome.
JJ Fedora, Maureen. I'm just trying to give you the list here. The Wine Guild, Adam Crevorcier,
Yeah, I'm
oh,
scanning up through it. I can see it somewhat.
Montouk or Montauk. I don't know. Tindu says it Montouk. I say Montauk because it's New York, you know? So there are actually people in here that I know for 40 years, believe it or not. There's people in my show that come in daily. Some of them I know for like 40, 50 years. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I know sometimes I can tell just from the chat and you talking that you know these people and I that's crazy. I mean that's 40 years.
But that says something about the person that's talking to you
Right.
because,
That's right.
man, I kept my reputation intact for a long time, man. Long time. Your reputation is your wealth. I have it tattooed on my arm. It's right there. Your reputation is your wealth. It's right there on my arm. It's crazy. Your
That's awesome.
reputation. And then the serenity prayer on this. On
How
this
many tattoos do you have?
like 13, I don't know. But then the serenity prayers on this forearm.
Yeah, I've got a few. I've been thinking about
Yeah.
another one, but man,
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids. I don't have time. I don't even have
Yeah.
time to go do it.
I'm overdue. I won't. I'm not over. Patricia, thank you for stopping in. Wow, you got a good group in here tonight, man. I wish I could see how many were in here. Let me see if I can see on my phone real quick before we bang out.
I'm trying to get the rest of this arm sleeved out.
You want to get sleep? Yeah, I made some mistakes, obviously. So to do it now, I got to start over again. It's foolish mistakes, man.
Well, a lot of this on my arm here is a cover up from other stuff that I've had.
Oh wow. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Cover up. I know. Cover ups hurt, man. They don't. People don't realize you're going like 6 layers of ink
Yeah,
to cover up. It's hard. Cover up is brutal. Yeah, we had up to 33 tonight, man.
that's awesome, man. I didn't really know what to expect. I'm I'm glad that we had anybody. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, um,
33. It's
yeah,
incredible.
that's good, man.
TT, my underboss, says 34, I believe the high number, now 26. That's amazing, man, on your first live.
Yeah, especially considering you know how it started. It was a little bit rough.
But I was on the chat. I was talking to them. I'm like, hold on, guys. We got
Well,
this.
I figured you was holding it down. I almost took this computer and threw it out the door, but uh, it all works.
I know the feeling. Oh my god, I know the feeling. I did it all, man. I did it all. Just a note in the future: reboot your internet every time you come on live. It works out pretty well.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Well, you have some bumps in the roads, but we
Yeah,
just keep moving forward.
that's the beauty of it. That's the fun. It's all enjoyable. The journey, like we say in wrestling, the lesson is in the pursuit. the pursuit to get here is interesting. You got memories. We talked about my friend Ralph doing a year in review of all the shit we've been through. This crew that I'm with. I mean, it could be crazy.
Does your son wrestle? I think I've heard you mention that.
Yeah, he wrestled since he's 5. Now he's a coach, a high school coach. So,
I wanted to show you this. This is my silver when I was
oh,
in school.
wow, high
When I,
school,
yeah, high school when I was on the wrestling team.
you got silver.
I didn't quite get the gold, but
State tournament.
yeah, at the state, yeah.
Got to the finals in the state tournament. You got to the finals in the state tournament
Oh no, no, no! It was the local. I thought you said was it here in my state? No, it was just the local
tournament.
like school system. It
Yeah,
was probably 10 schools in that in the area in the town.
a regional tournament.
Yeah, regional. Maybe it's regional. I'm not sure the name of it, but yeah,
So
it was
yeah,
probably around 8 to 10 schools. It's been so long ago, um, but yeah, what
wow.
happened? I'm still convinced to this day that the guy that I was wrestling was a heavier weight class than I think. I don't know how but because it was a guy that I had never wrestled before, and
He dropped down weight.
yeah, I don't know how it happened or what happened, but yeah, I think something was going on. I don't know if I think the guy he was a lot heavier than me at the
Something
time.
was going on. He dropped down weight for that moment. He weighed in and then he bulked right up.
Yeah, this was a big dude, and I never wrestled him before because he always wrestled the weight class above me, and
Oh my god! I've been there. I've
but
been there. I mean,
yeah,
I
it was
know.
it was it was good times.
Yeah, my son finished 12th in New Jersey as a senior and 18th as a junior. I mean, and he put the work in, but now he's coach. He wrestled 6 matches at the NCAA D3 level. He went 5-1, and now he's coaching high school in New Jersey.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all good. But I was with him every. Can you imagine? I haven't. That goes back to this. When my kids were born, I said I got to volunteer. I got to keep busy. I got to do something. I got to be busy. I got to be here. I'm not leaving these kids. And I volunteered from the day they were born, and I have not missed one match from when my son was 5 until the NCAA level. I was at every single match, and he's 21 now. It's
Well,
crazy.
I mean, I can tell you that definitely means everything to him that
Yeah.
you were that involved, in his sports and in his life. That
Yeah, it's important, and you need to do that.
oh
And I'm
yeah,
sure you will do that. So
hmm
we learn from others what they did, what they did. My dad wasn't around. I was not able to play sports. I had to go make pizza boxes at 8, 9 years old, and so I didn't have that. So I said I'm going to rewrite history, not repeat it. That was my goal, and that's what I did. I rewrote history, did not repeat it. You know, so that's it's tough to do, but you got to do it. The most important job in your life is those kids.
yeah. I mean, since I've had kids, man, that's the most important uh, thing to me, and that's one thing that I wish I could say this to other people, other content creators, and I'm not going to talk about anybody. I don't want to talk about anybody, but a lot of people, when I shut my phone down or shut this computer down, I don't bring YouTube into my life, into my family. It doesn't affect me like that. And some of these people, that I see, I can tell it's affecting them, the back and forth and the drama. And I want to tell them, man, you can't let that happen. When you close the computer or shut your phone, it's about spending time with your family and not bringing YouTube into your family.
Well, they see things much differently. So, we're not gonna change the mindset or the personalities of individuals. All we have to do is our best with what we
Right.
have right now. That's it.
Well, I'm just speaking, personally. I mean, for me, that's how, I don't get myself involved in any drama or anything because,
Yeah.
when I put my phone in my pocket or close the computer, I'm
It's
done
over.
with it. It's not
You're
that important
done.
to me.
I'll get off with you now. I'll set up my show for tomorrow, and that's it. I'll relax a little bit, get ready for work tomorrow, and wake up tomorrow. And if it's God's will, I'll wake up tomorrow and have coffee with this amazing crew that we have. You know. That's it.
That sounds good.
That's it. All right,
Well,
buddy.
bro,
So
I appreciate you coming on here, man. I can't thank you enough for your help.
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. This is what I love to do, and we can do many of these. We could do these.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some.
You want to do it? You got your curiosity about if your curiosity is bugging you about a situation or how would this be handled in the life. Give me a call. We'll jump on for 15, 20 minutes. Those are the shows that make it.
Yeah.
You see that on yours.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
Definitely.
what's your average? 7 minutes? 5 minutes? Not
Um,
even.
it's probably around 5.
They are awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's I just wanted to make short, to the point, entertaining, sometimes informative, sometimes funny, but 4, 5, 6 minutes. Um, watch it, and it seemed to work out. It's got a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. People seem to watch it, so I'm
Listen,
pleased.
in 12 months, you're coming up on 3,000. That's not normal.
Well,
Not really. It's not really
especially,
normal.
I haven't been in front of the camera a lot, and
Doesn't matter.
a lot of people typically probably wouldn't think that I would create that type of content.
Oh,
I don't have any personal connection to that life, or I don't even live in an area, uh, that where that life exists. But it's just something that's interested me, and I'm pleased with the videos. I mean, like you said, it's getting close to 3,000, and I'm happy with it. It's been an awesome year.
that's what makes it awesome because you're not in the mix. You know, you're learning about the culture, right? You learned just tonight. You learned about some culture, right? So you're
Right.
learning about some culture. That's what makes it good because when you have somebody in the culture that is putting their heart, the negative spin into it, it's not going to be good. You're not putting an opinion. You're just putting what you see out, and that's where the success is. It's good.
Yeah.
That's why it's good. What's your did you check your watch hours at all? Do you check?
Yeah. I more and more try to pay attention to the analytics, to the watch hours. I'd have to go on there to see where it's at right now, but it's always trending up, and I'd have to go on there to see. But I try, the more my channel has grown, the more I've tried to pay attention to the analytics. And even earlier when we was talking about when you was helping me um, make the title and all that stuff, usually a lot of thought goes into that, with my short, the short videos that I make, because I'm trying to catch that algorithm and trying to get the views.
Wow. And you got it down to a science. Did you
What?
know about YouTube before you started doing this, or you just what prompted you to start? Like, what prompted you to make that first video? How did that happen? We'll bang out after this, but I just want
Okay.
to. I'm curious, man, because you made that first video and then boom, forget
Yeah,
it.
it's I don't know, it's been an outlet for me. I mean, when I first started this channel, it kind of was more intended to be not specifically about La Cosa Nostra or the mafia. It was, more about American history, which is where the name comes from, American made. It was just more about American history, which the mafia kind of fits into that. And but then the more, the first few videos, I said, I'll make a few videos about organized crime or different figures in that life, and then I'll move on to something else, some other topic, some other part of American history. And those first few, I think I did a John Gotti video that, I mean, it's probably 20 or 30,000 views on it.
Yep.
I'd have to go back and look, but it picked up really quick. So I said, well, maybe, this has always been something that's interested me. If I could show you my bookshelf here, I have tons of books, like you just mentioned, about, organized crime and the
Yeah,
mafia.
of
And,
course.
so I just said, well, I'm going to stick with this and see what happens.
That's really awesome. Yeah, so you see, one of Adam says we wanted to know a little bit about American Made. You sensed it, and you asked him, Tommy. I'm sorry, but that's the way you do it. It just comes natural to me, Adam. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's working, I guess. I seem to ask the question when they needed, when they were looking for that question. I asked it to you. I asked it, I asked you about it at the same time that they were curious about it. So it's very good. It's very good. It's very good. So I love
Well,
it.
you're
And
very, I can tell you're a natural on here, which is one reason I wanted, wanted you to join me for the first live for this channel. I knew that, it would help me out, being as this is my first time.
yeah, and I didn't realize I was a content creator till about 2 weeks ago.
Well, you're making content. I mean,
I
you're
didn't know I was
videos.
making content. I'm just being me. So the Ralph, the guy in the chat, says, "You're a content creator. You're a content creator." What do you mean? What? I'm just talking. You don't realize it, but you're okay. I own it now. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Ralph on here, I've watched a lot of his songs, his videos, and
Oh yeah, very good.
uh, I love that type of music. I mentioned it in your chat, a couple days ago, but I wish I could get a CD from him, because my mother, she doesn't really get on YouTube, but she loves that type of music, the old stuff like that, and I'd love to get her a CD from him.
He does not understand that he could sell 1,000 CDs on here in about 2 days.
Well, he commented back and said, it's free on YouTube, but
No,
people,
no,
I
not the
listen
same.
to it on YouTube, but like my mother and other people,
Yep.
they love that type of
Yes.
music. I mean, that's what they was brought up on, and but she
Yes.
don't, they don't really get on YouTube.
They're not getting on
And
YouTube. Ralph, if you could sell 1,000 CDs, my man, and then just take me out to lunch. I mean, we're good. Just it's real. You're right though, because one of my followers on here, Teresa Murphy, I'm sure you've seen her around. Teresa
yep,
Murphy, she
hmm
sent me a wonderful CD of all '60s music, all the songs that I love, and I play it in my car. And it's a CD. I'm not, Ralph says to me, Stiggs, you can do the Bluetooth through your car with my music. I said, what? I have no idea. I don't know how to do that.
yeah, you sound
I,
like me.
yeah, I put the CD in,
Yeah,
like I said, I'm 53, but I may be really 70. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, you sound like
Well, you're
me.
right. You're right. I can make a CD. I can make you a CD. Give me your address through Tommy Stigs. All right, Ralph, you make it. We'll get it. We'll get it to him. All right. His mom
Thank you,
wants it.
Ralph.
You said your mom would want it, right?
Yeah, she loves that type of music, and I love it too. I've listened to a lot of his videos on there, a lot of his music. But yeah, my mom, man, she uh she loves that type of music. And you talk about CDs, she's got the old school, the folders with the CDs in them. I mean, she doesn't do none of that Bluetooth stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question. American made. So you're 100. You're like America, 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 right? Like America, right?
I think so.
Like you raise that flag. It's America, right? We don't
Right.
know where you are. We don't know where you are. People are asking what state you're in. I don't. It's up
I'm
to
in
you.
America.
I. That's it. You're in America. That's it. He's in America, right? But
Where,
American flag. I mean, that's beautiful. That's
like I
beautiful.
said, I know that where do you think that I'm from? Can you tell? I mean, I know somebody wrote on here something about southern states. I'm definitely from the South. Um, do you have a guess?
Man, I don't know. Tennessee, Arkansas. I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I'm from North Carolina.
Carolina. Wow, that's great, man. That's great. That's America right there.
And that's why I said earlier, I'm not the typical person you would probably see on here that would be making uh, videos about the mafia, which is mostly, in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So I don't have any personal connection or anything like that, but it's just something that's always interested me. And, way before YouTube, way before I was on here, it's just something that, and then I started this channel and that's where it went.
It's beautiful. It's an awesome thing. You see what this YouTube does for people? Carolina, North Jersey, chatting for over an hour. It's amazing.
And I tell you, I've noticed a lot of similarities between Southern people and Italian people. And this is something that I've noticed just being in this genre, in this community. and it's a lot about family. A lot of things revolve around family and food and faith, those types of things. Strong knit communities. That's something that I've noticed, that there's a lot of similarities there.
So you haven't noticed that before, all this YouTube stuff, huh?
Well, not until I really became a part of this community. I don't know that many people
Yeah.
in my day to day life.
From
That is not from the area you're from, or from up north. I know a few people that are Italian, but where I'm at, there's not a lot of you know Italians that I speak to on a person. I just don't know that many. But since becoming a part of this community, a lot of people I talk with on a day to day basis, and it's just something that I noticed. There's a lot of similarities in the culture.
I got a question for you. So, okay, that's very good. That's a really good observation. What do you think your opinion was of the culture then, and what do you think your opinion is of the culture now with all this technology and YouTube? Or did you not even think about it back then? Italians as a culture, or
Yeah.
Italian Americans as a
Well,
culture. Back
it,
then,
it
before the
was
YouTube thing,
definitely
or not even a thought.
yeah, I don't know that I even, like I said before, I really became a part of this community. I don't know that many Italians in my day to day life, so I don't know that I ever thought about it that much. But it's always been positive, because what I know, I knew those things about, family and food is always a big important thing, and that's the same way with my
Southern.
family, and
Southern. Yeah.
our gatherings are all about getting together around good food and
That's it.
family, and so I kind of knew that, but it's just become more clear to me, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but that's just something that I have noticed.
Those are really good similarities because they're wholesome.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's what's um,
That's great stuff because so would I know that about Carolinas? No, I don't know if I would. So I learned something. That's what's great about this. We're not talking about the mafia right now. Now we're talking about the
yeah.
nuts and bolts of life, right? And culture and
Well, so
regional and regular life. And
yeah.
you learn a lot of different things. And this YouTube is doing more for people than they actually even know it's doing for them. It really is.
Yeah, I think so. If you let it, I mean,
If
you
you let
know,
that's great. That's a great comment. If you let it.
yeah, I mean, if not for YouTube, we wouldn't be talking. We wouldn't have talked earlier today, and but if you have to let it, you can go the other way and get bogged down in a lot of negativity. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so anything from the chat, guys? I mean, you're ready to go, I'm sure. Anything from the chat, guy? The babies are going to be coming home. You got to get everything ready over there, right? Anything
Yeah.
from the chat, guys? Anything you got for us over here before we go? I hope you guys did enjoy this show. We had a few hiccups in the beginning. We're going to edit that out and make it start where we came on the screen like this, and it should be a beautiful show. Don't stress over what we did tonight. This was just how it's supposed to be. We learn as we go along. You got a chat here that's understanding. They're patient. You got a good group here.
Yeah.
Any yeah, anything, guys? Anything at all? Gianni's complimenting. We got good compliments going on. So gift of gab. Ralphie says I got the gift of gab.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Well, again, I appreciate you, Tommy, and I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody in the chat for joining us tonight. I appreciate all of the subscribers that have supported me this past year. It's been 1 year, and I think this was a good thing to do this live and to get together and have a good sit down, have a chat, and hang out a little bit. I appreciate it, everybody. I appreciate it.
I'm grateful to be a part of it. I really appreciate you having me on here for the first time. I've been following you for a long time and I really love the content. And I called it like it is. You know that. So once I was digging you, I kept commenting. You came on the show, and here we are. So we'll do many shows going forward. Like I said, we'll do 20-minute clips. We'll come up with a topic. We'll hit it. We'll do it. Don't criticize yourself too much on this show. All right. Don't go back there and say, "Oh, that's horrible." Joe, don't do it. This is all positive. The ending was positive. The beginning was a little rough.
A
You
little
were
rough.
off. You were off. You're going to go back and watch it. You were off screen, and I was really talking with the chat. You're going to see what I did when you were off screen. You were trying to figure stuff out, and I was trying to handle the show for you. Go back, take a look at it, edit it. You're going to see in StreamYard now. You could pick where you edit, and then I would definitely recommend doing a follow up clip.
All right. That
I
sounds
would
good,
I
man.
would couple minute follow up clip. Just put it all together, gather your thoughts after the babies go to bed. Maybe you want to do a follow up clip. After you warm up the first 5 ounces, then another two. I know how it all goes, man. Get another 3 ounces. Give me another 2 ounces. Go warm up 4. I know how it all goes, man.
Yep.
All right, my man. I think we're good.
I think we're good. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me on, my man. I'm banging
Okay.
out.
Everyone take care.
Talk to you later.
All right, man.
Bye.